This is Volusia Today, a public information radio program brought to you by the County of Volusia.
Good morning. Excuse me, Jason, are we recording this time?
Yes, we are.
Just double checking. Okay. Good morning, Volusia County. My name is Michael Ryan, and you are listening to Volusia Today. We are your one and only trusted source, with the exception of Sheldon Gardner at the record, for local news. Good morning. I'm joined today by two of my co-hosts. Maggie, good morning. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Maggie Hessler with an H.
Correct.
I practiced this morning, and Kelsey Rustler with an R. Good morning, Kelsey. How are you?
Good morning. I am here.
Yeah.
It's early.
We were talking a little bit off the air. We all came out of the Emergency Operations Center with some sort of walking pneumonia or something. That's what I've diagnosed myself. I self-diagnosed that.
I said bronchitis. I've also self-diagnosed because we haven't had time to go to the doctor. So
Yeah. Every time I think I'm going to go to the doctor now, but it's already been 3 weeks. It doesn't even it doesn't make sense.
One day I'll wake up and feel better. That day is not today.
Yeah. Megan, it's been a while since we've been on the air together.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Before we dig into some really exciting government news, can you tell us about your wedding update? I don't know. I feel like it's been months, and I have. Are you married already?
No, not yet.
And you're still getting married.
Yes, I'm still getting married. Very happily
That's a good sign.
engaged.
Fair question.
I think we're 112 days out, which is exciting. We're getting closer.
But who's counting?
I love that you know that.
Well, I kind of have to know now. It's like crunch time, like getting everything done. I don't know what is going on. We're finalizing suits, which is fun. So like everybody's going to get their suits fitted and all of that fun jazz. We're going this weekend to like meet with rehearsal dinner places and get that nailed down. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it with my first dress fitting. Have that going on. We're doing like tastings with the caterer, make sure that like the menu is final.
That's real now.
It's like real. And the closer we get, the more I'm like, this is kind of embarrassing. Like I have to like dance in front of people.
How excessive it is?
No, like that I have to, everybody's gonna stare at me.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Like I'm not ready for that. But no, I'm excited. It'll be fun. Just everybody staring at me.
I'll show you a video of me like doing this weird shuffle two-step thing, like with 200 people watching. It's super uncomfortable.
It's embarrassing.
Yeah.
Like just a little bit.
I love this for both of you because you know I would be in my prime.
Would you like to share your wedding news?
I don't have wedding news.
Okay,
I've never even had a wedding, Michael Ryan.
Fair and equal.
Kelsey is a little aggressive.
I was trying to see if she would take the bait or not. So what's on the menu?
On the menu, we're doing barbecue. So we'll have pulled pork, pulled chicken. We're gonna have, it's actually called Maggie's Mac and Cheese, which I think is really funny. We're gonna do like beans, basically all barbecue stuff, cornbread, rolls. It'll be good.
Nice.
I think she needs to bring some in so that we can judge the barbecue because we've had the best. So now we need to see.
Well, unlike you, I will actually be at the wedding, and I will get to taste it at the actual reception.
I will be watching on a live stream that she doesn't know she has yet.
The live stream. Are you live? You're going to live stream, right?
I'm embarrassed about like 90 people watching me, let alone the entire world. So
We've been begging her.
We've
been begging her to let us live stream or FaceTime in so that we can have like a live feed at work and watch while we're working and she's dancing.
You know, I have people, right? Staff. We can send staff.
You want to send staff to my wedding?
Yeah.
It is a Friday, so.
There you go. I tell you what, let's and one last chance for you. No wedding news, Kelsey, before we move on?
No wedding news.
All right, just thought I'd check.
Yeah.
Again, fair and equal treatment. So we did what feels like we just got out of the Emergency Operations Center like yesterday. I know it's been a little while on the Hurricane Milton. It was a couple weeks ago, but we as in the county still very much working through recovery efforts and repairing some of our stuff and making sure the community has all of the resources that they need to recover. Kelsey, talk to me a little bit about FEMA assistance and DSNAP.
Yeah, so we have a lot of, like Michael said, a lot of programs going on right now to just help the community out. Now, not necessarily us, but that are available to our residents. So we do have a FEMA assistance link on our hurricane recovery page. It's www.disasterassistance.gov. So people can go there. They can apply for the FEMA assistance. And they have the DSNAP registration actually begins on Monday, November 11th. So I know we've been sending out a lot of information about it. Don't get too frustrated if you haven't been accepted yet, because it doesn't officially begin until November 11th. We just want to make sure the community has the information. But it does close on November 15th. So very small deadline. You want to make sure that if you need that assistance, you can get in and apply in that time span. And if you need more information on that, you can go to www.myflfamilies.com/DSNAP.
Maggie, talk to us a little bit about Operation Blue Roof and what it is.
Yeah, Operation Blue Roof. That's a tongue twister. Yep. It is a program that is a free service for homeowners and permanently occupied residential properties. It basically provides fiber reinforced industrial strength sheeting to protect storm damaged roofs until the homeowners can make some official changes and permanent repairs. They're having some in-person application events, which is really fun and exciting for people. If you're having issues doing that virtually, it's Friday, November 1st from 9 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. at the Lowe's in Orange City. And then Saturday, November 2nd from 9 to 6 o'clock at the John H. Dickerson Community Center in Daytona Beach. They're both taking place in the parking lot, and FEMA will also have staff present. So similar to what Kelsey was saying before, if you're having any issues digitally, you can come in and actually talk to a FEMA representative there as well.
So lots of people out there, businesses and residents, still recovering. We are still very much working to serve the community. At Volusia.org, if you go to Volusia.org, the front page of the website, right on the very top, there's still a link to all kinds of Hurricane Milton recovery information. Maggie, you also probably remember that the county council waived application, permit, and plan review fees for people who are trying to rebuild after the hurricane. It's not a lot of money, but we're doing what we can to help. And the Florida Department of Health also waived fees for all water well testing. We had quite a bit of flooding. So if you're on well water, you definitely want to get that tested. And the Florida Department of Health has waived a lot of those fees. So, Kelsey, we, recovery, there's kind of, we were talking about this yesterday off the air. We're kind of in two phases right now. One is recovery, fixing our stuff, looking at some of the stuff on the beaches, helping the residents and the community recover. The second half of that, though, really is what's impacting probably a majority of the community is debris removal.
That has been impacting my life greatly.
Yeah. Do you have a pile in your front yard?
I hired a private removal because I could not stand it anymore.
Yeah.
And I understand there's a lot of frustration with debris. But Public Works is one of my departments, and those guys have been working so hard to make sure that all of our residents are their conversations are out there, people are being addressed, and the debris is being addressed as well. So we have quite a few different ways to make that happen. We have drop-off sites. So there are 4 active sites as of yesterday. You can find those different locations on our social media platforms as well as on our website. And they're sporadic throughout the county. So you are going to be able to find something at least closer to your home. We also have a debris pickup cycle. So more information will come on that, and private road drop-offs and pickups. And so we're out there in the community trying to get everybody cleaned up and taken care of. We
do ask for everybody's patience. As the county, we are in charge of or responsible for debris pickup in the unincorporated areas. But there are 16 different cities across the county. They are all operating their own programs. So everybody's on a different schedule. I think it's also important to note for us as in Volusia County out in the unincorporated areas, we are also doing debris pickup on private roads. Which is a big deal. We normally don't service private roads, but we want to make sure that that those people also are able to get the debris out of their front yard as soon as possible too. So I tell you what, guys, before we go to break, we have a listener. You guys may be shocked to know that. His name is Kevin Johns. Kevin emailed me and said we should mention the date and time so we timestamp every show. And I should have done that early on, Kevin. I apologize in the beginning, but today is November 1st and it's 8:40. We're going to take our first break.
We are Volusia County Beach Safety. We're here to serve Volusia County's 47 miles of unique coastline. Volusia County beaches. Yeah, those beaches. But also these beaches. We have millions of visitors every year, and we work around the clock to keep our beaches safe and beautiful. And you can help.
Swim near a staff lifeguard tower. pick up your trash, and fill holes. Identify, avoid, and escape rip currents.
Please leave the beach cleaner than you found it.
There we go. Look out for one another and keep an eye on kids, especially near the traffic lane and in the water. Pets are allowed at our 2 pet-friendly beaches, Lighthouse Point Park and Smyrna Dunes Park.
If you see something, say something.
A clean and safe beach guarantees fun in the sun for everyone. Thank you for doing your part to keep Volusia County beaches beautiful. See you at the beach!
Make the most of your day at the beach. Download the Volusia County Beaches app today. Sign up for real-time notifications on vehicle ramp openings and closings. Find staffed lifeguard towers. Get updates on tides and beach conditions, plus off-beach parking and coastal parks info. Volusia County Beaches app is available for your smart devices at the App Store and Google Play.
Good morning, Volusia County. This is Michael Ryan, and you're listening to Volusia Today. When we went to break, Maggie, we were talking a little bit about Hurricane Milton recovery efforts, and right now we're really focused on helping the community recover, providing assistance. Debris removal is underway. We're out in the unincorporated areas, helping everybody pick up. I couldn't think of the word. But Maggie, we're also this week, some of our county departments got some recognition from the community for their efforts.
Yeah, I mean, our departments have done such an incredible job. Our firefighters, all of our servicemen, everyone out there. It's been incredible to see all of the impact that we have as a county on people's personal lives. I mean, it's crazy. The rescues, animal services, it was so helpful with so many different pets that were stuck during the storms.
And beach safety.
Yeah.
Their ocean rescue teams out there in high water rescues, helping right next to the firefighters and the police. And it's just crazy to see it.
Yeah. And we're lucky we get to see it firsthand too, and get to really know what's going on in the community and all the different awesome things that they're doing. But it was really great this week. We had National First Responders Day, and the New Smyrna Beach VFW Post came in, and they actually honored our public works department and our firefighters, and gave them a plaque for First Responders Day and just thanked them for everything they do. It was awesome. Firefighters are really one of those groups that you kind of go to immediately. You're like, oh yeah, of course firefighters are out there helping, but public works you really don't think about. You kind of, as a community, if you're not plugged into the county, you wouldn't think that they are first responders. But they're some of the first people out there. They have to complete their job before our firefighters really can even get out there. They have to clear the roads. They have to make sure it's safe for them. And so we were really excited for them to get that recognition. So thanks to the New Smyrna VFW Post. They did an awesome job. So
that is so true. And we love our firefighters. We had Chief King on, was it last week? 2 weeks
he's
ago?
the best. Yeah, we love Chief King.
We do. Maggie and I, special place in our heart.
And not just him, but the whole department. I think we're very fortunate to have such a good fire rescue department. We love our firefighters. We love our law enforcement. The sheriff's office is separate and the police departments are separate, but we still work very closely with them. They were in the OC. We love both firefighters and law enforcement, but the reality is they're not the only first responders.
Exactly. And
you have EMS out there, and like you said, public works, they really do. I forget the term they use. It's like push and pull or something, where they are the first ones to get out. If they don't clear the roads, the fire truck can't get down the road.
Exactly.
It's a pretty simple equation. And so we very much work to try to make sure that they get the recognition they deserve. Well, and there was the neighborhood, I think it was Miller Lake, where the lake was continuing to rise after the hurricane and was going over the road and it was threatening some of the homes and stuff. The only home that flooded was uninhabited anyway. But we went out and basically built a temporary road for that entire neighborhood. Public Works, not we. The Public Works Department went out and did that to absorb some of that water, displace some of that water so they could actually get to and from their homes safely. Yeah. So very much want to say thank you to our Public Works people and everybody who is continuing to help us recover from the hurricane.
Yeah, definitely. Like you said, they're the first people that go out there. You don't think about it unless you work for the government. You don't know that, right? And they're also the kind of like the unsung hero. You don't see them out there when you finally get to come out of your home after a hurricane. You see the firefighters, you see the animal services people out there. You don't see Public Works because a lot of their job is done the first couple hours after the storm. So.
And then the next 7 weeks after the storm.
Well, that's right.
They're the first ones out and then the last ones to be able to go home.
Exactly.
That's right. That's it. It's kind of, and this is just human nature, but I was talking to my neighbor last last night. And I said, hey, how did you do I hadn't seen him. And I said, how'd you do during the storm? And he's like, what storm? What hurricane? It's amazing how if it didn't impact you directly, how quickly you move on. Mm-hmm. And the reality is there are still a lot of us who are either helping the community recover or removing debris or personally impacted and still recovering and still repairing our homes. So we want to make sure that that part of the community knows we're still out there for. Maggie, I was going to ask you this too. Kelsey and I spent the entire COVID in the EOC together.
All 15 months.
Different world, different life. But yeah, Kelsey's first professional interaction with me on a team
was a level 12
that's true.
in the Emergency Operations Center.
That's true.
In one small room with no windows.
I think I hired her in February of 2020, and
my first day was March 16th, 2020. For anyone who cares.
Look at you.
Well, I will never forget it.
Yeah. So she's been in the EOC quite a bit. I've been there once or twice. This was your kind of first real storm. You've been a couple what I call dry runs or tests, right? How was it? What was it like? Describe it.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I've tried to explain it to friends and family, and it's so hard to really and I think I've said this before, it is very similar to an escape room. Mm-hmm. Everything you need is right there. And you just have to find the puzzle pieces and put it together. And so your directors are there and you're running press releases back and forth and making sure the communications are getting out. And it's interesting too, because we play such an interesting role in that quote unquote game, if I'm using the analogy, right? We are the people who are getting the information to the team to then go disperse it. And so it's kind of weird to play that position because now you're going through and searching for that information to put it together to make it cohesive. So it's a little crazy. It's a little psycho, but it's really cool to see it all come together and to see all those different people work together and people who don't normally work together collaborating. But it's awesome to see everyone come together as a team and really, come together for the community and be there for the Volusia County residents and making sure that they're safe and they're getting all of the information and communications that they need from us in order to stay as safe and protected as possible.
Yeah. Lots of like you said, I think the word you used was psycho.
A little psycho.
It's very, there's lots of energy, everybody, and it really is amazing to see everybody come together and, you ever seen the video for We Are the World? Probably, you're 12,
I think
right?
You just dated yourself really hard.
Have you ever seen We Are the World?
I have in a history class.
I watched it in history class too.
Thanks.
Yeah.
There's a famous story where when they filmed that video, because they brought every high-level celebrity at that time right in, and it was pretty amazing, the talent in the room. Yeah. There was a sign at the door that on the outside that said "Check your ego at the door," because you got to think you had Michael Jackson. I mean, you had really the most famous people in the world at the time, right? That I always thought about the EOC that way.
Yeah.
And where you come and you have law enforcement and you have fire rescue and you have public works and comms and you have elected officials and you have sometimes state and federal level elected officials and stuff. And everybody really do check their ego at the door, and they come in and they just work to solve problems together and serve the community. And the disagreements and all that stuff, it happens, and it's just everything is fast moving, but everybody really is trying to do the right thing.
Yeah. It's amazing to watch too. I know Maggie and I were choking yesterday, and I said, it's like Hamilton, right? The room where it happens.
Yeah.
And you're just sitting there and you're watching everyone do what's best for the community and make all these decisions. And it's very eye-opening to sit there and see the process of how it is and get to be a part of that and then communicate that out to your residents. It's a really awesome feeling and experience.
Yeah. And it's interesting too, because normally, this is true of any business, let alone the government, there's hierarchy, there's a president, there's a CEO, and they're the ones collaborating. But in that EOC, no matter whose idea it was, if it's the best idea, that's what we're going with.
That's
and so
exactly right.
It's kind of interesting to be a part of those conversations, even though you are maybe a lower on the career ladder, right? You're still in the room and you're still there to collaborate and work with those people. And it's so interesting too, especially for us, we work so closely with the directors on a lot of that.
Right.
And so you're making it's kind of interesting. You make a lot of quick connections because people are like, oh, you're my person for that. I'm going to keep going to you.
That's it.
Even though maybe you are not the right person, I'm going to keep coming back to you because you have what I need. And so it's interesting to kind of figure that out. And everybody's personality changes a little bit in the EOC. Sometimes for the better, sometimes a little scary. It's a little intense, but it is good. And it's kind of a beautiful thing to watch happen.
Tell us about how enjoyable it was to sleep on the floor at the EOC.
Honestly, I did not care that much about sleeping on the floor. I just wanted to sleep.
Maggie she just needed sleep.
I just wanted to go to bed.
We were on like what, hour 56 at that point of just nonstop like Red Bulls and, you know, ramen and work.
Yeah.
And Maggie was at the point where it was sleep or die.
Do you remember the Wednesday? It was the storm was actually impacting us overnight Wednesday night into Thursday morning. And Kelsey, do you remember I made us all go to the 11:45 briefing?
Oh yeah,
like the state call.
11:45 p.m.
Yeah. And there's like 100 people in the room, and it's busy. It might as well have been 11:45 a.m.
Oh yeah,
as active
lights
as
are on,
was,
everyone's
right?
active.
And it's a National Weather Service call, and Maggie, poor Maggie, had been awake for like, I don't know, 9 days or something, and was just staring off into the ceiling. And at that point, I was like, okay, we need to maybe.
You know, contrary to you guys,
sleep.
I was listening.
I'm sure you
there.
were.
I was fully paying attention. I'm just
Listen, but how funny was it to watch Kelsey play the Oculus at 1 a.m?
That was. I have some photos.
Yeah.
It was entertaining. Yeah. It was quite fun.
We're used to seeing her talk to herself, and it was just kind of an extension of
The best
that.
was when Chief King walked in and was like, "What the heck is going on?"
Listen.
All right, I'll tell you what. For those of you who may have just tuned in, we were talking about working the Emergency Operations Center during the hurricane, and just the environment and the culture there, and really the camaraderie where all the different departments and different agencies too. I got to be good friends with the FP&L people, mainly because the fountain behind my house had no electricity, so I had to work closely with them to get my fountain turned back on. So anyway, we were talking about the EOC. Let's take a break. We'll come back up and wrap it up with some really exciting government news.
Subscribe to the Volusia County YouTube channel.
And hit the bell icon to know what's happening in your hometown.
There are so many great places to explore.
And things to learn.
With over 1,000 videos available right now, the channel offers something for everyone.
Let's go!
Did you know we have countless features showcasing history, nature, wildlife, and recreation? Subscribe and hit the bell icon.
Or that we live stream important county meetings and workshops where leaders make decisions that can impact our everyday lives. Did you subscribe yet?
Or that we record our weekly radio show, Volusia Today, where we interview staff from the different divisions and departments across our great county, and they discuss the nitty-gritty of their field and expertise.
Go ahead, subscribe.
But that's not it. There's more. Subscribe and hit the bell icon and fully explore.
Score!
Good morning. Welcome back to Volusia Today. We've been talking all things Volusia County this morning, and there is something very exciting happening next week in Volusia County, and I guess across America as a whole. It is Election Day next Tuesday. So make sure you go vote if you have not already. I think early voting closes today.
It does, and I will be there because I keep trying and I keep missing. So today's the day.
Kelsey and I tried to go vote yesterday together, and it was Kelsey. First of all, happy birthday.
Hey, thanks.
It was. God, you make 40 look amazing.
It's actually 45.
Is it 45?
Oh my god.
My knees and my back say 45.
I took Kelsey to lunch, Maggie, for her birthday to congratulate her for getting older, and we tried to go vote, and there were like 20 people in
the line, inside, but the line was out the door and around the corner. And while I was very proud of everyone exercising their right to be, right, I was also frustrated because I had to be somewhere else. I had a meeting. So I was like, next time, tomorrow.
And Lisa runs a really good tight shop with the voting and all that stuff. And it is very fast and efficient. We just maybe didn't leave enough time for ourselves.
That is very true.
But I think the point is early voting, the lines are long. If you want to participate in this election, give yourself a little extra time.
The lines are shorter than they're going to be next week.
Yeah, that's true.
So if you can get out today, definitely take that opportunity.
If my car actually does break down all the time. Hypothetically speaking, if my car was broken down, how would I get to the polls?
Great question, Michael.
Thank you
for asking. The county is offering free rides on Election Day for registered voters. Make sure you bring your registration card, your voter registration card. It's important. You will need it. Votran will have a fixed route. You can do Votran Gold, and you can also do VoRide. You will need your voter registration card to get the free ride. If you show up without it, you will not get your free ride. So make sure you bring it. But you can use any of those. For VoRide, you'll actually get a promotional code and you'll be able to put it in. We'll be announcing that, I think, later or early next week. We'll be sending out the official code. So stay tuned on our socials for that. But even if you have the code, you still need your voter registration card to bring that.
So if you can't make it to the polls, we'll help you get there.
Exactly.
And I mean, this is like apple pie, baseball, and the Statue of Liberty, right? Go vote. It is your right.
I was actually, fun fact, Michael was with me the first time I ever voted.
That's
Really? Yeah. He was.
Wait, you're not 45.
Close to it. Yeah, no, Michael, it was my first time working for the government. He said, you cannot work for the government and not exercise your right to vote. I said, that is a very fair. And so I educated myself and I was very excited. Yeah. It was like fresh with my little sticker. I was like, look at me go.
I get stressed going to the poll, so I do the mail-in ballot every year because I'm like, I need to like sit and Google and like learn, like figure out what's going on and like make sure I'm doing the right thing, which I learned the hard way. My mom told me you can actually take your phone to the poll and Google and like do all the research right there.
You can take your phone into the poll?
You can, yeah.
You can. And you can like Google, you can bring your sample ballot in so you can do all the research and like know where you're going to vote and all of that. So come prepared.
Highly
but if you have a
suggest
panic
you do it
attack
beforehand.
like me, you pull out your phone
That's
and start
interesting.
Googling.
You know, I always get doing what we do. We are exposed to a lot of the candidates. We just interact with them quite a bit just because it's in our world. But the judges get me every time.
Yes.
I never recognize. I might recognize a couple names because we do work with David and the court system, but there's always judges' names that I've never heard of, and I never know which way to go. So do your research also if you're going to go to the polls. Tuesday, it is Election Day. Also coming up, Veterans Day is coming up. We love our veterans in Florida and especially Volusia County. Go find a good ceremony and do however you honor them. Please take time to do that. We are opening Veterans Plaza sometime. Maggie, is it next spring? Veterans Memorial Plaza?
We hope so.
Oh, is that you, Kelsey? Sorry.
Hi, my name is Kelsey Russell. I do special events. Yes, so that is the goal. The hurricane set us back a little bit, but the goal is to get it open. And it is going to be a beautiful, beautiful site, location, memorial. I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous.
Where is it, Kelsey?
It's down, you know where the court annex is in the Tortuga Stadium? It's down in that area, by the bridge.
It's right by the bridge.
By the bridge.
The interesting thing, I didn't know until we went down to the ribbon cutting, the actual Memorial Plaza is kind of under the bridge a little bit, next to it. But if you walk the bridge, the walking path, there are overlooks that overlook the river and overlook the plaza that also give you some veteran history and stuff.
Yep.
So Veterans Day is coming up. Take time to honor the veterans. My favorite subject is also the Ocean Center. Last week we hosted Big Boy. I love me some Outcast and Money Long and Young Jock. I was out of town for that one, didn't get to go, but there are many more events coming to the Ocean Center soon. If Clayton were here, Kelsey, what would he tell you? His closing line? It's going to
always swim near a lifeguard tower.
That's it. Yes. It is going to be a beautiful week in Volusia County. Get out, enjoy the ocean. Be very careful. Always swim in a lifeguard tower, in front of a lifeguard tower.
There you go.
You can swim in it.
Don't swim in it.
Swim on the lifeguard tower.
We may arrest you if you swim in it. But go out, get out and enjoy the ocean. Maggie, have a great weekend.
Thanks.
Good luck with all that wedding stuff.
Thanks.
Kelsey, next time, you better have some wedding news for us.
Maybe not. I always like to, be prepared.
Have a great weekend, Volusia County.